welcome back to another speed build. It's nice to be back. It's been a little bit since I've done a video. Well, I guess it hasn't been that long, but yeah, but I have another build for you, and this one is another autumn themed build, and it's more of I wouldn't say this one's a cottage. I guess it kind of is. It's along the lines of kind of like a cottage family home. It's got a bit of a farmhouse vibe to it as well, so it's kind of in the mixture, in the between of that, so it's not one or the other. But yeah, so this is kind of like a cute little simple build. It's about 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, so it's got a nice little upstairs with 2 big bedrooms and then bathrooms on the main floor. And it's got a nice porch on the front, and then there's also a really cute little porch on the back as well. And I built this, I initially built this house. I started building it in the world of Copperdale because that's originally where I wanted it to be, but I find that Copperdale is, it's an okay world, but I find that it doesn't look as nice during autumn as some of the other worlds do, so I decided to build it or I moved it to Brindleton Bay because I feel like that world is one of the most prettiest for the autumn season in The Sims, so I ended up moving it over there, and so you'll see the lot change halfway through, but that's what I was doing with that. And yeah, this is it's a pretty simple little build, just kind of like that traditional kind of look with the black shutters on the windows and the white siding, so not a lot of color on the outside, but it looks really cool against all like the fall foliage and stuff with all the pretty colors and everything. So yeah, so but with this build, I was kind of like, I still wanted to use a bit of CC with this build, but I was like, no, don't do that. Yeah, because I was kind of like, I don't know, I was initially gonna, make a more brighter, vibrant house again, but I decided just to go with the white siding for the more traditional style of look for the house. So, and yeah, those trees are so pretty. I used some of the trees from the Cottage living pack because some of them are really pretty when they turn colors and everything. So plop some of those on that lot, and then just a mixture of other little trees, and the landscaping's pretty simplistic as well, just because like when it's autumn, everything's kind of starting to die anyway, so it looks kind of brownish colored. So and then I put a lot of like overgrown grass in the entire lot because I thought it looked kind of cool with that overgrown look. So what else about this build? Yeah, so I've been pretty busy lately. Not too much going on, just dealing with stressful university stuff. So still dealing with that, but hopefully it figures itself out soon. Yeah, I finished this build, and I think I have one other build that I have to do a video on, and actually I have 2 more builds that are waiting to have videos edited for. One of them has been sitting there for like months, and I just haven't got around to doing it, but hopefully eventually I'll get it done and everything. So it's not an autumn style build, but it's one that I started I think I started like 2 months ago, and I haven't really finished. Well, I finished the build, I just haven't finished the video for it. So yeah, that kind of stuff. But I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, so, and then for the inside of this house too, I went for just a more like cozy country style look, a lot more darker woods in this one. Bunch of my other builds have been more lighter kind of colors on the inside, so I decided to warm things up with this one and put some darker colors in it. And yeah, and then the kitchen was kind of interesting. It's kind of a weird kitchen because, like, I don't know, it's kind of like small, but I kind of had to like segment it off. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, I segmented it off into like the corner, and like there's just enough like room for Sims to like prepare food and everything, so I guess it works out. But I had to really squeeze the dining table in there and everything, and it was kind of funny because it was just like, I'm like, oh boy, I hope they can sit at the table and everything. But it looks like, so far from what I can see, they can move around it just fine. So, yeah, like with this house, like I was like, I didn't want to make it too big, because I didn't want like too many rooms to like put furniture into and decorate and stuff, because it gets to be too much. But it's a reasonable sized home anyways. I'd say it's like mid-size. So, but yeah, as you can see here, it's kind of I put the stairs more off to the side. I generally put them in the middle, but I'm finding that lately that just hasn't been working properly, because when I put the stairs in the middle of the house, it messes things up. So, and then I have to try to build the rooms around it, and that can get a little difficult. So decided to do something a little bit different this time. But yeah, so with the kitchen area, you'll see what I mean in a minute. I kind of segmented it off just because, like, I didn't want it to be like full, like, what's that word I'm talking about? I didn't want it to be too open, I guess. So that's why I kind of segmented it off and everything. And then I didn't know like what kind of cupboard look I wanted or counter look I wanted for the kitchen. So I just went with these ones from Base Game, because they have like a nice dark wood color to them. So I thought they went quite well with the look in there. Because I usually always use like the Cottage Living ones, or the one from the country, I think it's a country kitchen kit or whatever the heck it was. I always use those because those are like my favorites. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll use something different. And then I don't generally use this fridge very often at all. I like the colors with it, but I don't like the gold hinges on it. I think it looks a little weird. It's not really, I don't know, I just don't think it goes well together. But, and then that cute little stove, I love the wood underneath it. But yeah, it's a pretty good kitchen. It's functional and stuff. And then the living room area is pretty small. And for the living room, I put in like a fireplace, and the fireplace I used is a CC fireplace. So what I'll do is, once I upload it, I'll remove the CC fireplace and put something in its place. I'll probably put the Eco Lifestyle fireplace in there, and then I'll upload it to the gallery. That way people can access it. But the little fireplace is, I think it's by, is it Sixum or something? I think it's by Sixum. I don't know if I'm saying their name right, but I just thought it looked so nice. It's like we need some little fireplaces that kind of look like that. So, and then like, yeah, I didn't really like include a TV or anything in the living room. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on like what kind of vibe I'm going for with the build. So yeah, so I suppose if you really wanted to, you could always put a TV in there or whatever. So just depends on what kind of life you want your Sims to live, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know if I have much else to cover with this build. It's really not really much about it. I just kind of went with an idea and just kind of build, which I usually do for most of my stuff. Sometimes I'll use reference photos, but not too often. Sometimes I just build from whatever I think looks good in my mind, I guess, and I just kind of build. So, but yeah, other than that, I hope you guys are having a good weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.